Hey guys, how's it going? It's a very beautiful, decent day here in Moreno Valley, California, because there's nothing really here, honestly. Anyways, so last year I made well, at the beginning of my sophomore year of college, I made a video of all the stuff I wanted to accomplish my sophomore year. And so it is the end of my sophomore year. It's Thursday? Is it Thursday? What day is it today? It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday, and I came home on Wednesday, and I don't know. I'm done with my second year of college. It's crazy, but anyways, I made a resolutions video of the stuff that I wanted to finish, to accomplish this year, and I just rewatched that video like a few minutes ago, and I just kind of wanted to respond to myself and basically tell you guys whether or not I accomplished all of my goals. And as a whole, I think I did pretty well. But anyways, here's my goals list. Okay, so spiritually, that was the first thing I talked about. I said that I wanted to ask questions that challenged my faith in God, but when you make plans for yourself like that, God laughs. I'll be honest and say that I didn't really ask questions that challenged my faith because I was focused on other things that God put in front of me. However, I will say that I did learn how to trust God, which happened last year too. I think that's something I'm going to be learning for the rest of my life, just how to trust God. And, yeah. Another thing that I really did learn is that this year is that God is faithful. I say this because, I was freaking out over the nursing program at my school and getting good grades and just I don't know, just exceeding and doing well. And when I look back at my life, throughout my whole life, everything that's happened was because God put it there and God wanted it to be that way. And I've learned that, God is faithful. Okay, for example, growing up, there was there was a specific high school that I wanted to get into, and I prayed about it, and I did my best, and I got in. When it came to going into Biola, I prayed about it, and I talked to God about it, and I tried hard, and I got into Biola. Then, with the nursing program, I was gonna wait to say this at the end, but whatever. I got into the nursing program, so, I was worried for nothing, and the thing that I've really noticed is that God knows what I want, and He knows the desires of my heart, and He'll do His best to help me. However, if He knows that there's something way better for me, then He'll give that to me, even though it's going to cause me a little bit of heartache in the beginning. But still, I just realized and remembered so much this year that God is faithful, and that He will never leave me. And if something doesn't go the way that I wanted it to, it's because He has something better for me. Another thing that was amplified for me this year spiritually is God made me different for a reason. When I look at I know I shouldn't compare myself to other people, but whatever. I have a reason for comparing myself to other people for this moment. You shouldn't compare yourself to other people, but it illustrates a point. So when I look at myself, and I compare myself to the other girls at Biola, I'm not saying that this is wrong in any way, shape, or form, but they all kind of seem very similar to each other, meaning they've all grown up, a lot of them, not all, a lot of them, especially a lot of girls in the nursing program, it feels like, they grew up sheltered, and they are, conservative white Christian background, middle class, didn't really have to deal with a lot of hardships. Well, what I think are hardships, honestly. And for lack of a better comparison, they like Mumford and Sons. I like the Sex Pistols and the Ramones. Even if you look at my room, okay, let me just. So there is a poster for the Rocky Horror Picture Show, a painting of Trent and Daria, a thing of Betty Page and Johnny Rotten on my vanity. That's just, my little background right now in my room, and that speaks a lot. And at first, when I was like getting into the nursing program and I saw myself and I saw everyone else, I realized that I'm the only one who is like me. And that kind of freaked me out at first because I honestly thought like I'm not going to get into the nursing program here because I'm different, because I'm strange, because my hair is pink. Like I honestly thought that. But then I kind of realized that God made me this way for a reason, even though it's not the conventional thing that that a conservative Christian would like or do. It doesn't matter because like the way that I view it is that if I were to go to a punk show, it would be a lot easier for me to speak with the people there. However, if one of those girls went to a punk show, they would be lost, they would be ridiculed, they would probably be made fun of or something, depending on who's there. But still, like, I can reach different people than they can, and they can reach different people that I can't really come in contact with. So, I don't know. To make myself feel better about being different, I just tell myself that I am the punkest person to have ever set foot in Subaru Hall, and that I'm blazing the trail for other outcasts and misfits who want to serve the Lord and want to be a nurse. So I just kind of tell myself that, and it does help, and it makes me feel better. Okay, so socially, last year, at the beginning of this year, I said that I want to be a better friend to my friends. However, excuse me, my allergies. However, this year, I discovered that some people are fake. Honestly, like, there's no going around that. Like, some people will be your friend for an entire year, and then they won't talk to you for whatever reason. Like, I don't know. I highly doubt they're ever going to see this, but still. My freshman year of college, I was super close with these two girls. I'm not going to say their name, but if you are friends with me, you know who they are. I was really close to these two girls, and then all of a sudden, like, this year, it was as if they wanted nothing to do with me. I would say hi to them, and they would just kind of look at me like, why the hell are you talking to me? Which I find very interesting, and, like, I remember in the beginning of sophomore year, I did my best to hang out with them, or like I offered like, hey, do you want to hang out? Do you want to go do something? And they were both kind of like, no. Well, one of them did have lunch with me, which was nice. And it was, I don't know, it was just kind of a nice ending, I guess. But still, like, it was just kind of really abrupt because I felt really betrayed because you were my friend for an entire year, and now you won't talk to me and you won't tell me what I did wrong. And in a sense, I really don't want to know what happened or what was in their head because that was in the past, and it's like it sucked in the moment, but it caused me to discover who my real friends are. And my real friends are a group of 3 beautiful ladies and one strange, possibly gay guy. He's not gay, but he's weird. But anyways, I hope they don't hate me for saying that. Anyways, like, I found who my true friends are, who are these 3 wonderful women and this one amazing guy. Like, we did everything together this year, pretty much, and I discovered that some people are fake. But when it comes to fake people, they can go screw themselves because I have a ton of people who truly love me for who I am. And something that I kind of, probably thought the reason why those 2 chicks didn't want to talk to me anymore is because last year I had a lot of boy issues, so I would always talk to them about it. And I feel as if because I always talked to them about my issues, they got really annoyed. Like, I'll admit that, like, I had a problem with, like, one specific guy, but the thing is, I kept on running back to him even though he really hurt me, and my friends were always like, stop, but I didn't listen to them, and I'll admit that that was stupid on my part. But for me, a real friend is going to be there for me even if I don't stop. Like, even if I screw up a million times, and even if I don't take their advice, like, yeah, sure, they'll be annoyed, but they're going to be there because they love me, and I would do the same for them. Like, I would be annoyed too, but I'm not going to leave you because you keep on having the same problem over and over again, even if it's your fault. Again, I'd be annoyed, but I wouldn't leave. And, like, again, like, friends won't leave you despite the fact that you've rehashed the same problem over and over and over and over again. They'll still love you no matter what. Another thing that I discovered socially is that, okay, there was, like, last year there was, like, two people who really hurt me, and they didn't come back this year, so that kind of made me happy that I never have to deal with them again. And there was this other person who hurt me, and he still goes to Biola, but I never see him, and I'm happy that way. Like, I never really see him, I don't have to talk to him. And even, like, well, okay, so if I see him walking through the hall and, like, we pass each other, I'll be like, oh, hi, but I'm not gonna sit down and have a conversation with him because he's a jerk. I mean, like, every time I mention his names, every time I mention his name, Megan's just like, ew. No, she doesn't go ill. She's just like, I'm gonna kill him or something like that, which is really, really sweet. I love you, Meg. But yeah, so, and also, like, in the grand scheme of life, people who hurt you in school, you're never gonna have to see again. Like, people who were jerks to you in high school, you're never gonna have to deal with them after you graduate. Yeah, sure, like 4 years seems like a long time, but in the grand scheme of life, it doesn't matter because you're never gonna come in contact with that person again unless you like want to or stalk them on Facebook, which I don't recommend. But yeah, so like, and again, like those two chicks who really hurt me, I only, in a sense, well, yeah. I only have to deal with them for the next 3 years, and then I'm never going to have to see them again, honestly. And yeah, sure, right now it's still hard for me, but at the same time, I can just get over it because I never have to see them again after I graduate. So yeah, it's a little bit of information. Even though something sucks now while you're in school, in the future, you're never going to have to see that person again. Unless you go to like a high school reunion, but then you can just be awesome and be like, yeah, you're a jerk, but my life ended up awesome. But okay, maybe not do that because that's kind of mean. But whatever, like, you see my point. Okay, so my next objective was academically, so like I mentioned before, I got into the nursing program at Biola. I am super excited. There was only 40 spots available, and I got one of them, but like 70 or 80 people applied. But still, I got in. I'm happy. I'm so proud. And like, I remember the day too, like, I got my letter, and me and my best friend walked over to the Rose of Sharon, which is this little chapel on Biola. And, like, I opened the letter, and I was speechless, and Megan came up, and she's like, oh my god, what does it say? And then she read, congratulations, and she's like, oh my gosh, and she gave me a hug, and I still remember that. And, like, for the next week or two, I just treated myself, and I was like, yeah, I got into the nursing program. But I will say that it's a buttload of money. I'll get into that later. Also academically, I made the dean's list, like, a couple times, like, every time there was a dean's list, which so far is, like, 4. So yeah, I made the dean's list, and I was able to focus a lot better this year. I didn't have any problems. If anything, I just got really distracted by stuff. Like, I got really distracted by my makeup collection, honestly. So yeah, but still academically, I was very strong, and I've always been a good student, so that kind of made me happy. I didn't have any problems this year, so yeah. So health-wise, my 2 objectives were to sleep better and to eat better. Okay, so sleeping. I think I got better, honestly. I will say that around the end of the year, I ended up going to bed at like 3 in the morning. But like, my second semester of my sophomore year, I had a class at 8 in the morning, so I was actually really good at sleeping like at or around midnight on Monday and Wednesday night, so I can be able to get up the following morning. So I think that, like, overall, I did well. I could have done better, I will say, but I think I did well when it came to sleeping at better times. But I will say that, like, around the end of the year, I was just like, screw this, I'm almost done. So I ended up, like, going to bed at, like, 2 or 3. And there were, like, a couple times where I was hanging out with Nick, or, yeah, there was a couple times where I would hang out with Nick, and then, like, I ended up coming back to the room at like 1 or 2 in the morning, so I would go to bed around like 3. But oh well, like, you know, I think I don't know, I would much rather go to bed late because I was hanging out with someone than go to bed late because I was on my computer. So yeah. And eating. Ah, I did just as bad. It's like, my eating habits didn't change from last year, which I think is bad, but oh well. I mean, there's always next year, and there's the summer. I think since I started college, I gained like 10 pounds, honestly. And even though it sucks that I gained weight, at the same time, like 10 pounds isn't that bad. But still, I should probably stop with that. Anyways, so financially, I wanted to stop spending money on clothes. I ended up spending a ton of money on makeup, as you probably saw from my various Sephora hauls. I'm not very proud of that. But now that when I moved back in, yesterday I was putting all my stuff together. Like, I was fixing my room yesterday, and I looked at my makeup collection, and I realized that now I have enough makeup that will last me for like a couple years. Even though makeup expires, but we're not. Makeup doesn't expire. Probably does, but I don't care. I have a very good collection right now, honestly. I mean, I did get the Naked Basics, and that's the only. Like, I haven't really touched it because I'm more into the bright, vivid colors, but the reason why I got that one was because, yeah, I got it so I can have a more complete collection, and when I do need to get, like, matte shades that are neutral, or, like, natural or whatever, like, now I have them. So I think that overall, I have a very good collection. I have every color that I would ever need / want, and, like, especially for eyeshadows and for, like, lipstick, I don't need any more. If anything, I might get, when it comes to makeup, if anything, I might start getting stuff more for, like, my face, meaning, like, primers and moisturizers. I have some now, but, like, when I run out. But, yeah, so, when it comes to, like, eyeshadows, lipsticks, and blush, well, maybe blush, but when it comes to eyeshadows and lipsticks, I'm good. When it comes to blush, maybe, but when it comes to, like, face products, like foundation, I might start doing that. But yeah, so financially, also, it was more fashion, but whatever. Also, with financially, I'm keeping track of my finances right now, so that's actually been helping me, like, not buy a lot of stuff. However, I will say that the nursing program it's bullshit. Like, when I say bullshit, I don't mean the nursing program is bullshit. I mean, like, how much money I'm spending right now for nursing school is bullshit. Like, I'm currently, like, $500 under, like, below my budget because, like, no, 500. I spent $500 more than I wanted to this month because of nursing school. Because I needed to I needed to take a CPR class. I needed to buy my uniform. I need to buy my books still. I haven't bought my books yet. I had to pay for my own drug test. I had to pay for a background check for, like, that's good for, like, the next 3 years or something. So I had to pay a lot of money, which really pisses me off. And the thing is, like, I'm a student. You guys know that I'm pretty much broke, and why are you making me pay for things that I need, that you are requiring of me? For instance, like, oh, this is turning into a rant, but that's another video, but still, just, it bothers me because you, as a university, and, like, the hospitals and stuff, are requiring me to get a whole bunch of vaccines, a background check, CPR class. You guys are requiring me to do all this stuff. How come I have to pay for your requirements? If I were to go to any other job, they would pay for me. I'm just saying, it really pisses me off. Thank you for my mini rant. For clothing, I still do look awesome every single day, and I got better pink hair dye. I used to use Beyond the Zone in Bubblehead Pink because the swatch was pretty, but when I put it in my hair, it was crap, and, like, it looked orangey, which, in a sense, I was okay with, but at the same time, I was like, I want pink hair. But now, as you can see, maybe not, because my camera, well, my hair is a lot pinker now. I started using special effects in Atomic Pink, and the first time I used it, I fell in love because the color didn't wash out as badly as Beyond the Zone, and I was like, oh my gosh, punk rock, like, It was awesome, and so I do love special effects, but I know that for nursing school, I'm gonna have to put my hair up in a bun because of like hospital requirements. But that's not gonna be very hard. I mean, I'm just gonna use a sock bun or something. And like even for I remember for my interview for nursing school, like I put my hair up in a bun and I sprayed it. I didn't have to, but I sprayed it black, so I looked normal, and it was weird that I looked normal. But still, like pink hair is still here. I get compliments on it, which is very nice. But yeah, I still have pink hair, and it's awesome. So dating. No boy problems this year. I was so happy that nothing like shitty happened to me. You have no idea. I didn't date partial like also like I didn't date this year. Also because no one asked me out. That's cool because I honestly think that I am way too punked for all of the sissy guys I have met at Biola. That's another rant video. I mean, okay, not all of them are bad, but still, like, there's no one punk rock at my school, which really makes me sad. But also something that, because as I mentioned in my older video, I got heartbroken a lot last year. And now I realize that the past is in the past, and I'm going to move forward. And the people who were crappy to me last year, I don't care because one, I don't have to see them ever again. Honestly, like one of them moved to like Philadelphia or something. I don't care. He moved somewhere out of state, and the other one, even though he's still at Biola, I don't have to see him ever again. And like, okay, he subscribed to me on YouTube and then he like unsubscribed, and that's about it. Like I saw him a few days before I left and I just said hi to him. But the past is in the past. I don't have to deal with people who were crappy to me, and I'm happy. But again, no boy problems this year. That's like never happened to me, like ever. So yeah. So music wise, I still didn't go to like any shows, which made me sad. I did go to one show during Christmas break, and that was like it was like a record. It was more like a record trading place, and there was like a few bands that played, and that was fun. Oh, and also during Easter break, I went to Vegas, and on Fremont Street, there's this place called the Salon, or something like that. It was like this club that was open, and me and my dad walked by, and I was like, Dad, they're playing punk music. Can I go in? And he's like, okay, go ahead. So I listened to that for a while. So that's about it. However, I will say that Nick and I are going to the Ink and Iron Festival on June 7th because the Buzzcocks, the Damned, and the Detroit Cobras are playing, and those are three bands that we really like, and I'm just excited. I'm still kind of planning my outfit because I want to look cute, but like I'm going to be at a concert, and there's no point for me to wear heels to a concert, even though there's going to be a lot of rockabillys there, which I'm excited to see, but I'm not going to partake in that because I'm more there for the music, but I still want to look good. But anyways, like, still want to go to more shows, and I really... Okay, Jack Terrycloth, please, for the love of God, bring the World Inferno back to California, because you guys have been in the East Coast for the longest time, and you guys, please show love to everyone who lives out in the West. I love you guys. Please come to California, come to LA, come to Hollywood, like, please, please. So yeah, so other miscellaneous stuff, my dog, she passed away. That made me sad. I had her for 13 years. And I remember the day she died, and it still kind of makes me sad. But my dad buried her in the backyard for me. So I think that's illegal, but I don't care. But I still love her, and I was really depressed over it. But it was kind of cool because one day I was praying, and I was like, God, I really miss my dog. And he just I felt him say, well, she misses you too, which kind of gives me hope, which does give me hope that when I die and when I'm in heaven, I'll see my dog again. So that was a real bummer for me. I mean, I still love her, but it was her time to go because she was really old and really, really sick. Also, another thing is that my grandma had a stroke. Like, it was really hard on everyone, especially my dad. But thankfully, she's actually she got a lot better, thank God. And she's back in Ecuador now. She just left like yesterday to go back to Ecuador with my aunt. So I think that would be better. Like I think it is better because we could hire a live-in maid and it would be a lot cheaper. And also, she really wanted to go back to Ecuador, anyways. So I'm happy for that. Like I'm gonna miss her a lot, but I know that this is better. And also, my mom and my stepdad, well, my now stepdad, my mom got married on Thanksgiving Day. I was in Tahiti for the wedding. My mom and stepdad finally got married, so I'm excited for that. But anyways, I realized that this video is super, super long, so if you were cool enough to watch the entire thing, all 25, oh crap, it's 25 minutes. Thanks for watching this whole thing if you did, and if you stopped midway, I would understand. But thank you for watching, and yeah, I'm gonna be doing my best to make new videos, so yeah. Bye guys, thanks!